life, my family has always told me, ever since I was a child now, that I'm a strong-willed person. Then when I got older and I came to know the Lord and the Holy Spirit was with me, I became courageous also. But that courageous became even greater through time. So it isn't always a bad thing to be strong-willed and a courageous person. It just depends on how you are using it. I can give a pretty good example of, being courageous and using it in a positive way. I'm a person that doesn't like injustice. And earlier this week, I noticed that there were police officers capitalizing on a road where they were doing construction. So on one side of the road, it said road closed because there was construction right there. But there was no sign saying that you couldn't enter heading west. So people were heading west on a one lane, which can cause an accident because the people heading east would run into them. That makes sense. And usually, there's a sign there that says, do not enter, take a detour with a detour sign or a flagger out there where they make, 2 lanes next to the road that's closed for the oncoming and ongoing traffic. But there wasn't any at all. Well, these officers, they could have done something about that. So here I am, okay. There's a bunch of officers sitting in a parking lot just waiting for people to go by. And I'm just watching them just pull people over one after another instead of, fixing the problem. So I approached the officers after I was redirecting the traffic up further where they couldn't see me. I was stopping people from going down that road so they wouldn't get tickets. And of course, they were really thankful. And when it slowed down, then I went and I talked to one of the officers in the parking lot. But the first thing that I did let him know, and I was recording our whole conversation. The first thing I let him know is that I wasn't there to cause a problem, but to help resolve one. And then he asked me if I was recording the conversation. Interesting, right? And I said, yes. And just so you guys know, officers have their recording going at all times, so they're always recording you. Anyway, they could have put up a sign, but I noticed just by things that him and the other officer were saying to me that they were definitely capitalizing on pulling people over on purposely not putting a sign out there to redirect traffic, okay? And so I stayed there and I talked with the officers for a good 15 minutes until they put a sign there. There's a way to do it, to talk with authorities without a problem. And remember, it's always about keeping the peace. And I do understand some of them can be quite cocky. One of them he was so cocky, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, that's the ego talking right there. I mean, how intimidating could I be? I'm 5'3". I'm just this short little person, kind and talking sweet, but authoritative at the same time. It's like, this is not cool at all. Expecting them to do something about it, staying there until they did, but I don't know, I guess that could be a little intimidating. But I wasn't intimidating, I'm just this little person, right? Just asking for something to be done about it. So there's a way to use, willpower and courageous person. Just use it for good. Don't use it for problems, for fighting, or any kind of conflict. Because we people are here to keep the peace. That should be what we are all about. So I just want to share that little tidbit and hope that everybody sees the truth in that